let's deal with this young fellow over here at the bottom right hand side of Neoplanet S. We'll fix up these overlays as I go along. Don't panic, guys. It is Exile 5's PiG. And his opponent up in the top right hand side as our blue Terran player is well, a little bit more of an unknown player, at least in sort of my local scene down here in C, but of course it is Poyo. So I understand PiG actually did really well against Cytoplasm at 2-0 over on the main stream, so very nicely done by PiG. We'll see what happens here in game number 1. Oh, the races. I didn't even fix the races. Sorry, guys. He could be a Protoss. I don't know. There you go. It's all fixed now. So we'll see what happens. PiG, PiG has some really good Zerg versus Terran, so I would like to see a nice. I would like to see PiG try out that the Bane Roach kind of style that have made a bit of popularity lately, just as a quick way to try and deal with Terran players. But we'll see what happens. Looks like Poyo is going to go for a command center first. Sends his SCV down here. We'll see what he's going to get up to. Of course, the big popular thing these days is the old the Hellbats and Widow Mines and things like that. Poyo just scouting out. I wonder why he was scouting down here. That was a little bit curious.
Game paused.
Pig going to give us a pause for a moment.
Game resumed.
Game resumed, just in case you couldn't hear the old the adjutant. But that was actually really weird. He scouted down here just in case there was like a proxy hatchery or something like that. I don't know, or maybe just a drone there that might be trying to deflect that early command center. But Poyo gonna start us up with a hatchery into the barracks there as well. One gas inside the main. And PiG, meanwhile, goes for his hatchery, and of course a spawning pool shortly after that. Get some drones rolling, of course the Overlord following that shortly after. And he's going to scout out that there is a very fast command center here, so we'll see if PiG is going to make a change to what he was perhaps originally going to do and try and go for some kind of bust, or whether he's just going to go for a third hatchery very quickly. It looks as if... no, where's that drone going? Okay, he's just transferring down towards the natural. I was thinking that PiG might want to go for a fast third base or something, but no, he's just going to continue to drone up for the moment. 2 Lings on the way, 2 Queens, and of course 2 orbital commands. Lots of 2s going on right now. We've got just a standard sort of stuff going on in this game so far. Poyo getting his bunker up down at the natural. Looks like we will just continue on with a very macro sort of pace to this game as PiG continues to drone up. He hasn't started up any gas, so it doesn't look like he's going to go for any kind of earlier bust to try and take advantage of the fact that Poyo will be a little bit later with his, like a tiny bit later with his tech and that kind of thing. So I would expect that PiG is going to probably look towards taking another expansion soon, but no, he's going to get his gas up. 2 gas inside the main. Factory on the way for Poyo with a reactor being built as well on top of that barracks. So he's probably going to go up to a couple of Hellions while he fortifies the front door. And Poyo will just continue to mine away at this natural expand. A lot of gas now coming in. What is this SCV doing? There you go. 3rd command center now going up. So Poyo looking to play a little bit more of a macro game for the moment. PiG now bringing in that extra gas. We'll probably see some gas go into the lair perhaps, or the into the spawning pool for that metabolic boost. It depends which direction he wants to go with his early opening to the game. It looks like we will get the metabolic boost first, which means it will probably have a lair coming up shortly after once he has enough gas for that. But for the moment, PiG is just going to continue on with lots of droning. He's now going to look to take a third base, it looks like. Yep, just down here at the bottom side of the map. He's going to take a third base. And now we do have those Hellions coming out. So Poyo is just going to take things very, very normally, as we can see. Lots of SCVs now starting to come out. We've got 33 SCVs in total. That count is going to increase very soon as The young player from Mouse Control is going to set up his economy and put himself in a decent position for the mid to late game, is where his kind of build will really shine, because he'll be able to get his tech started as well. As we can see, the 2 eBays down the back are also coming out, and once those get finished up, he'll be able to get started on his +1 to weapons and armor for his infantry units. And PiG continuing to move out about the map with some of these queens, just spreading some creep. And he wants to get this creep spread so that he can get across to this third base very quickly with reinforcement units. We can now see that some of the lings have started to make their way out. This is a common sort of timing to see those lings sort of around about the 7 to 7:30 mark, when Hellions start to make their appearance on the map, is when you really want to have some lings out if you are going to try and defend against Hellions with lings. So it is good to see that PiG is spreading all of his creep, got a few lings out as well, and it looks like Poyo is going to start to bring in some extra gas here. His 1-1 is on the way. We can see that he's also going to move across and try and set up his third base. A bunker being built right now. A Ling slowly making its way across. I doubt he'll be able to... Okay, he actually will be able to block this off. PiG can probably start spreading his creep on that very soon if he can. I would like to see him possibly sort of block that, but no, he is not able to get across there in time. The bunker will go up, and Poyo will be quite safe on this third base. So PiG, recognizing that there could be not too much going on at the front door, runs straight inside. In fact, no. What? Oh, PiG. I mean, alright. He was probably just a little busy. He is getting up 1-1 on his upgrades right now. Centrifugal hooks are also being researched right now. So PiG maybe just a little busy to notice that that front door was wide open for him. And now we can see that with Stim finally finished up, Poyo is going to feel a little bit more comfortable out on the map now that he has the Stim active. He'll be able to possibly look to get some drops started once he gets a few medevacs out. We've got an armory now just on the way as well. That's going to sync up quite nicely. Always wanting to sync up with the 2-2 on the eBays there. PiG's creep spread, phenomenal as always. Spreading across through the bottom section of the map, also heading across the top side as well. It looks like this queen might get caught out. I would say that Poyo will probably try and take that queen down. Yeah, he's going to micro these Hellions back, but the lings will come to save the day. Very nicely done by PiG, always on the ball with those lings. And what we'll probably see now from PiG is a fourth base for just in a second here. This drone is about to get started with that. And PiG just moving into a very comfortable mid to late game now with the Spire on the way. We can see that the Centrifugal Hooks is just about to finish up. And we've also got 2-2 being researched by the Zerg player from Australia. So he's going to be sitting quite comfortably in this game, just sort of waiting for something to happen as Poyo continues to tech up and get all of his units ready to rumble here. We've got these Marines now out with 1-1. We've got the medevacs also coming out as well, but no real drops happening at all. So Poyo looks like he's just content to sort of sit back, get all of his macro going here with extra racks now being built. We can see we've got a reactor factory in the middle there, the starport down at the side as well, and 2-2 on the way. So he's going to move into a very traditional sort of biomine style here. We'll see what he's able to do, because PiG does have a few banelings out on the map. We've got 8 Mutalisks now building back at home. Creep spread continuing from PiG. He is just on fire with this creep spread right now. But the Marines are pushing across, and we'll see what damage he can get done down here. Taking out some of this creep spread here is Poyo, getting rid of a few of the tumors. But he is going to have to deal with these lings that are now making their way through the middle of the map. Just a few banelings. That's not actually the biggest contingent of banelings, just for the time being. PiG was making his way up towards the third base, but he's not going to get too far inside that base at the moment. But we'll see, because PiG is now has those mutas out on the map, so he'll be able to start denying any drops that Poyo wants to go ahead with. And in fact, no, I thought that was a drop, but it's just a Widow Mine. PiG with his fourth base on the way. And Poyo still just happy to sit back, getting his marine count up, getting the mines on the way. We do have the drilling claws now being researched as well. And, well, PiG is just still sort of just sitting back, and both these players are happy to sit back, macro up, get all of their tech going. And now we can see that Poyo is starting to push forwards. He wants to try and take out some of this creep, and he's a little bit tentative here. I'm not sure if he's just worried about bailing landmines or anything like that, but PiG just assembling outside the range of that scan, but now rolling through. Link's trying to surround some of those, some of the Marines there, and wow, PiG just rolling through here. The Marine split's not too bad from Poyo, but I mean, he did lose quite a few of his Marines there, and PiG has got more bailings now morphing in. Not too many Lings on the ground, but he does have a lot of meters up in the sky, and PiG now rolling through. Where are those Widowmines? Here they come. Bane's now rolling through, taking out some of the Widowmines, and the Marines are slowly being taken down, but there is still a lot at the back here. PiG forced to head back for the moment, and that will be the end of that attack for the moment. So Poyo losing some of his Marines and some of his mines, but has kept up his production. He's got 13 or 14 at a time now coming through. The medevacs have stopped for the moment, but there are forces all over the map for Poyo now. He's starting to clean up some of this group spread. He needs to get rid of some of this, and then he will be able to move about the map a little bit more freely. But PiG won't have any of that. He's got the Banes and the Lings now moving across. They do have 2-2 on their upgrades. And as you can see, the Muta's still patrolling around for the moment. So PiG is now getting that lair morphed in, getting ready to switch across to that Hive Tech, most likely. The Ultralisk will be his particular unit of choice right now. As you can see, some good splits, trying to soak up some of the Widowmines, but Poyo too quick with his Marines just moving forward, and now we can see the creep spread has been continuous from PiG, but the creep spread stoppage from Poyo has also been quite continuous. So PiG is just in a moment of time here where he's looking to try and switch across to his Hive Tech, but he just can't find the right spot, and the Widowmines, do they get some good hits off? No, they do not. The looks like the Banes and the Lings that were there were able to stop the Widowmines from getting too much damage done. A couple of Marines now pushing through the top edge here. Not sure what these guys are doing. They do get taken out though. Poyo continuing to macro up. He has some really nice macro and just continuously pumping out the Marines. He's up at 200 supply right now. Maxed out is the Terran player. It looks like he is going to try and push forward again, slowly making his way towards the fourth base of PiG. Ling's now streaming through, soaking up some of the Widowmines, and they do that perfectly. Now is the time when PiG could run through and perhaps get some really good damage done, but he has a flanking attack proceeding through the backside of Poyo's base right now. The Ling's going to try and come through. It looks like they are going to get some damage done. Marines are going to have a little bit of trouble getting through there, but now PiG now rolling through. The Banes catching out those Marines, and that is a huge victory there for PiG, taking out so many of those Marines. There are still a lot here for Poyo though, and it is going to be very hard for PiG to try and push through, but he still has his fourth base. He's getting a fifth base down at the bottom, and he did a lot of harassment here just outside the natural base of Poyo. He took out a lot of these supply depots, and yeah, that was not too badly done there by PiG. What we will need to see are some more Banes just morphing in. I think he is going along that direction now. The micro of Poyo is pretty damn spectacular. Started stepping back, splitting up his Marines, also burrowing those mines, and as you can see, the creep spread along the top side of the map has now dissipated. So PiG is, he's trying to just keep things all together right now. We've got a lot of Lings now morphing in, 46 Lings in total, 11 Marines and 3 mines still continuously coming out of Poyo. His 3-3 is just about done, and he is really sort of pushing forwards towards his fourth base and trying to take it out. But I mean, he's struggling a little bit just because PiG is just picking up some of these kills here off to the side. He knows that those Widow mines are just there along the back edge, and now we see the Lings now coming through. Banes and Lings rolling across the snow. Widow mines trying to fire off on some of the Lings and the Banes. They do get some pretty damn good hits, but Poyo has so many Marines now, and he is starting to push forwards. He's slowly making his way. We can see that he's going to start to control this area here while he pushes across to the fourth base, and if he can perhaps just hold these forces here for a short time while he takes out the hatchery, he'll be feeling pretty happy about that. But the Mutalisk flying back across. We've got 4-5 Ultralisk now on the way. 3-3 now being researched by PiG. The chitinous plating also being picked up very soon, and PiG, it looks as if he is going to lose that base. Marines stimming forward, trying to soak up some of the Marines, some of the shots from the Mutas or the Banes there as well. But if PiG can get these Ultralisks out, he may be able to deal with this attack, but there is just so much here, and these Widow mines are just all over the place right now. Locust coming out. There is a single swarm host somewhere. Where is it? There it is. There is a single swarm host out of the map. That is absolutely crazy. But PiG is now going to have to deal with this large force of Marines and Widowmines now out on the map. We've got a total of 72 Marines, 12 mines out. There are also 10 medevacs up in the sky. The drone count for PiG looking pretty good. 81. He is now saturated this 5th base down on the bottom right hand side. That's pretty damn decent. But the problem is he had to restart his 4th base, so he will need to buy a little bit of time for that. We can see that Poyo has now transitioned. He's now moving down the bottom towards the bottom right hand side. We can see he's looking to take a 4th base here as well. And PiG, well, he's in a decent position. I would like to see him just sort of push this group spread forwards a little bit more. But Poyo now coming across, Widowmines burrowing, lots of Marines here as well. And it looks like PiG is going to have to deal with this incoming attack down on the bottom side of the map as well. It's just been a continuous transition of these attack paths from these players as Poyo recognizes that there is a base down on the bottom right hand side. He's going to slowly move his Marines in here. In fact, finds that there is not much defense here from PiG at all. PiG rushing back with his Lings and his Mutalisks trying to take out some of these Marines. Looks like the medevac, will that one go down? Oh wow, PiG, do not run into those Marines. We can see that the Marines getting taken out there, but a lot of the Mutas also blasted apart by the Marines and the Widowmines there as well. And PiG is just starting to, it sort of feels like he's starting to lose a bit of a grip on this game right now. Good fungal there from PiG. He catches out a lot of the Marines with the fungal. Another one here across to the side, doing really well. The Widowmines are actually, they're out of there firing right now, so he's not going to be able to use those Widowmines to deal with the Ultras. He's going to have to bring forward some of these Marines. Very nicely done. PiG attacking on both flanks, coming down both corridors. It's like some sort of crazy bowling game right now where both alleys are occupied by bowling balls and pins running down, and we can see that PiG he's just sort of a little bit back and forth with this for the moment, but more Ultras have now started to come in, and PiG is going to be able to sort of just beef up his force right now, as we do have 4 more Ultralists on the way. A Greater Spire down the back is also coming through. But PiG needs to deal with this 4th base. If Poyo is allowed to keep this up and running, then he is going to have such a great position in this game. We can see the Marines coming forward. Marauders starting to be added into the mix. The mines across to the left-hand side. It looks like, oh wow, the Ultras have soaked up so many of those mines there. PiG is trying to take another base up towards the top left-hand side. Poyo moving across with a small group of Marines and Marauders across to PiG's 4th base. This is starting to look a little bit grim for the Australian Zerg player from Exile 5. He's going to lose his 5th base down at the bottom right-hand side. Poyo is just absolutely everywhere right now. The 5th is gone. The 4th is gone. The base up to the top left is going to stay alive for a short while, but, you know, at what cost? We can see that PiG is now really struggling with his minerals and his gas at this point. Poyo is doing a wonderful job of controlling the tempo of this game, and it looks as if PiG is really about to struggle now because his Ultras have been taken out. We do have 7 more Ultras building back at home, but after this resupply, it is going to be very, very hard for PiG to get back into this game. So we can see that the top left-hand base is also being taken out. An Ultralist is coming forward, trying to save the day, but a little bit too late is that guy. And we can see the PiG is now morphing in 10 more Banes, trying to get some Banes prepared. And Poyo, at this point, I do like his decision here. He's falling back. He wants to concentrate all of his units back together, trying to get the Marines, the Marauders into a big clump, because that's really only the best way to try and deal with all of these Ultras that are now out on the map. And it looks as if Poyo is going to make his way across through the top side of the map. Yet again, we'll see another push coming down in this direction. So PiG is on his last legs here, I would say. He's got his the last few forces that he actually has available to defend against this attacker. Here in the middle of the map, just hanging out, some Ultras and some Banes. We do have a few more through the left-hand side of the map, and it looks like PiG is going to be in a position where he can try and defend against this last push from Poyo, but Poyo looking extremely strong. The 4th is still mining. He's going to try and set up another 5th base down towards this bottom right-hand side, and it looks like, here we go, perhaps the final attack of this game. Poyo microing back with his stim, keeping the Marauders in the front where he can, but the Marines are doing so much damage as well. The Widowmines have splashed across a lot of the units there, and Infestors have now come out again for Pig. He's going to see if he can get some good fungals going, but there is no Overseer to clean up these Widowmines, so Pig has no way to deal with the Widowmines at this point. Throws out a fungal growth, not the best, unfortunately only catches a few of the units. Pig now pushing forward, he's trying to get some damage done. There is a small attack down on the bottom right hand side, but I mean, it is looking very grim for the Zerg player right now. He's on his last legs. The Marine Marauder force now pushing forwards. We'll probably see Poyo reposition some of these Widowmines. He is now taking a base up towards the top left-hand side, and Pig now finally pushing through. A great fungal there. Not doing too badly with that, but there is just so many forces. The Bailing's rolling through, but the Ultralists have been taken out, and I think that that is going to be the end here for Exile 5 Pig in game number 1.